and 10 podcast. I am your host, Joseph James, and I am very excited to be with our guest today, Nicole Allison, who is a heartbreak and recovery coach, which I got to say, in today's world, especially with online dating, I think is so needed. So without further ado, Nicole, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking a little bit before about what you do, but let's just jump right into this with what would you say is the number one misconception people have about coming out of a breakup?
I think the number one misconception is that you're just supposed to suck it up, be strong, move on, and just kind of just like brush it off to the side.
Yeah.
When really, like, healing is linear. You can't heal what you don't feel. And so people if they don't process it, they're not allowing those ebbs and the flows of moving past it or through it. So when they get into a relationship where they're just filling the void, or they're just trying to move on, or they're trying to act like it doesn't matter, what happens is all the things they haven't processed surface in that new relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes up anyway, and now we're affecting another person. And then we're going to take on more trauma, more pain. So it's just so important for people to understand that it's okay to feel it. It's okay to take time and move through it. And it's just these day and ages with online dating and the quick, hookups and getting validation. It's so easy to get out there and just like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's, so you were married for how long?
I was married for 16 years.
16 years. So the dating landscape over the past 16 years is virtually unrecognizable compared to what it was when you met your husband, I imagine.
Yes. In fact, I describe it like that I was dating in the dinosaur ages before I got married. And then when I came out into the dating ages, it was like this video game, like this crazy like cyber world of dating, and it really took me off guard because I remember when I first was put online, one of my friends actually put me online because I was like crying, I'm a mess, and and when I look back, I'm like, yes, that's exactly where I needed to be online, right? But I didn't understand it. I didn't know, and right away it's like, oh, this person liked me, this person, I talk. I'm going on these dates and I'm thinking these people really want to like get to know me and date me, and really it was just this like habitual cycle of trying to find love and fill myself in, and then in the end feeling very disposable. But I just didn't understand it. It's like I was fed to the wolves. Well,
the dating apps can very much, be compared to a drug. The initial high that you get of all the flood of attention, which I've never been a woman, but I imagine that you get more than I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden realizing, that crash is coming because it's all vapid. None of it's really real. It just becomes a swiping game, and I think a lot of pain can be found, especially if you came out of a long-term relationship that you were invested in, and now you're starting over in a world that just doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And the other thing that is online many times, and I don't want to say that I don't agree with it at all. I'm not anti-online, but I do think that people need to be very cautious when they're getting on there, especially coming right out of a relationship. Because like for me, I didn't realize that there was a whole bunch of me on there. Here I am coming out of a 16-year marriage. I don't know who I am individually. I'm coming out with this hurt and trauma. I'm looking for someone to fill those spaces. Well, all I'm doing is going out with other people that are in the same boat and just creating more havoc for myself, and then wondering why they're not sticking around. It's pretty debilitating.
Yeah. I once heard someone describe it as 2 ticks and no dog.
Yeah. It's pretty, it was a shock to my system, but it took a while for me to recognize that, like, it wasn't healthy for me to be on there, and that until I was more confident and grounded in my standards, my boundaries, like who I was, that place was just going to eat me alive.
Yeah. Well, from what you're saying, the validation that you really need comes from within. And that's what you help people to discover. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you say you got to feel it to heal it.
Yes.
That is a great, great line. Now, how do you, in your coaching, how do you walk them through that? Because I think most people were terrified of our feelings. I don't want to feel that. I'm trying to avoid that. So how do you ease them into that?
Well, once they start to talk, it's really amazing when people start to open up and talk about how they feel and the hurt and the pain. They're taking something that's been in their head and it's been spinning around, and they're hearing themselves say it. So a lot of times they start to hear their own answers, or they start to hear their own setbacks, or where they enabled certain things or allowed certain behaviors in the relationship. And so that's when we start to like really have a scope to look at the pattern. Like, what does that relationship reveal? What is it that you're willing to release? And what is it that you're willing to shift to move forward? So the cycles aren't repeated, because often it's, if we don't face it, we will end up in the same exact situation, just with another person and another time, because it's what's comfortable for us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the narcissist, such a big buzzword, right? Mm-hmm. And you hear people, I know I've said it back in the day, where I'd be like, oh, I keep meeting narcissists. And it's like, well, who's the common denominator, right? Not saying that you're the narcissist, but that if you haven't healed, you're just bringing the same experience forward over and over.
Over and over again, yes.
So what would you say would be the key, the first step to helping somebody stop that pattern of behavior?
Well, once they've talked about the pain, we've identified patterns, and then we looked at what the person actually wants. Very rarely will a person say, I want to continue being hurt, I want to continue being mistreated, I want to continue feeling like I'm disposable. That's not what they want. So once they've kind of set it on the table, they can tell you, I want to be happy. I want to find love. I want to find a relationship that makes you feel good. So that's when we move into self-empowerment. We start to work on trusting ourselves again, setting standards, setting boundaries, like really being clear on what it is that we want. So we can transform through the breakup versus surviving the breakup. And it is pretty amazing, like when someone says, gosh, I want someone who's consistent. And then they go on a date and they'll come back and say, I went on this date and I followed up with a text and they said they were going to text me and ask me out again. Well, I haven't heard anything yet. Like, what should I do? And that's when you can go back to what the person said. And I said, you told me that you want consistency. That's really important to you. So is this person showing you consistency right now? No, because consistency would be what? They are following up with a date. So is that a person that you want? It's like, no. So people start to answer their own questions, if that makes sense. So they're really giving themselves the next step. I'm just helping to guide them and coach them with their voice.
So you're coming from a background of experience, your own personal journey.
Yes.
But I'm also hearing something that's reminding me of, you had told me before we started that you used to be a fitness competitor.
Yes.
A lot of what you're talking about sounds like, okay, I'm setting my goal of I want to achieve these results, and this is the plan of action to get there. But instead of mapping out a diet and exercise program, you're mapping out a dating and lifestyle kind of program.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Tell me about, how do you see those parallels really working together? Because it seems like everything you've been through in life has led you to where you are right now.
It really has. When I was a fitness competitor, I was on a very strict regimen, right? I had a diet, I had to meal prep. I remember going to Disney World with my kids and some friends, and I was 4 weeks out from a competition. And that took an astronomical amount of planning to be able to pull that off. And I was, because I was committed to the end result of something. So after I'd won and got my pro title, I started to train girls and help them stage train them, coach them, do mindset training with being on the stage. And that's where I really feel like I started to learn about coaching, because I would hear the backslide. I would hear the, oh my gosh, I'm busy, or I can't do it, or I'm feeling this way. And I would help coach the girls to have confidence, feel empowered, get up there, just be themselves. Like, okay, fine, you had a bad day yesterday. What are you going to do different tomorrow? You're going to food prep. So I feel like a lot of what I was doing in the fitness industry to get someone into their fitness goal is very similar to the aftermath of heartbreak or divorce or loss or grief or whatever it is, because really it's like you've got this goal. Maybe it's not a fitness goal, but it's an inside fitness goal, right?
Right.
It's like a heart and soul and mind fitness goal. And it's also for the rest of your life. So you might have this goal I want to be able to feel love again within myself. I want to be this. Okay, so maybe that's your stage goal. But your long-term goal in competing is not that you just drop off when you compete. It's to maintain health and fitness and a balance and continue to improve yourself. So I feel that reinventing yourself is very, very similar after a heartbreak or, that level of trauma.
That's amazing. Well, I got to say, I am sold. I think it's brilliant to be able to work with someone like you that knows the path. You've walked it before. It would be like going on one of those long hikes with somebody that's never done the hike themselves. Chances of you getting lost in the woods are pretty high, right? But with you, you know the path so well, and you have the background of all the training that you've been through throughout your entire life. Because you were saying you even went through leadership training at one point.
Yeah, so in my 20s, I got into leadership training. So I did a stand and deliver where I learned public speaking. I did a breakthrough where we learned to break through our walls. I remember we had to like bend a metal rod, to show that our mind is more powerful.
Oh, wow.
Than like our thought. Basically, our thoughts are more powerful than anything. And if we think we can do it, we can. And I really got involved in that stuff, and I just embraced it. And I really believe that much of what I've been able to get through in life has been because I was in those trainings. And I learned the coping skills, and I learned about, not just reacting, responding, taking inventory of what's coming in, and think about it before I just make a decision. And I think that's a lot with like relationships. It's sometimes we just have to like take it in, take a minute, don't react to it, and just really find our self-awareness and what the result is that we want. And that's really a big thing I learned.
This is a topic I think that you could just continue to talk on forever.
Probably. We could go on and on.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there watching this that are saying, I need more. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, I'm tired of being where I am. And you know what? Feel it to heal it. I love it. If you want to take that feel it to heal it journey, then definitely reach out to Nicole Allison. I can tell you, just sitting here, the positive vibes and just the conversation, the comfort of knowing, yes, I know the way, right, is so strong and powerful. So please reach out. This has been a great conversation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Definitely reach out to Nicole and heal through your feelings.